I normally break, let's say, from this position. I try and put the cue ball, let's say, halfway between the spot and the rail. Now, if I hit the balls good and make a ball in the break, I'll stay there. If I don't make a ball in the break, I'll normally start moving a little closer to the rail. Now, what happens is when you break in this position, the 1 is probably going to be going towards this corner pocket, and that's what I'm actually playing position on. The closer I get to the side rail, the better chances I have of, let's say, making the 1 now closer to even possibly in the side pocket, and I also have a much better chance of making the 3, in this case the corner ball, in that corner pocket, but I'm going to lose the cue ball control. So you have to, it's kind of half a dozen the other. The closer you get to the rail, your chances of making a ball in the break improve, but then again, you may not get a shot. Let's look at the break in 8-ball. Now, I think there are only 2 solid breaks in 8-ball. Let's look at the first one. That's where we're hitting the head ball solid. Now, it's a similar break to 9-ball. We want to try and position the cue ball in between the side rail and the spot, and it's the exact same stroke. We're just going to try and hit the head ball solid and control the cue ball. Okay, we see we've made a ball in the break, and the cue ball's in a pretty good position. And I do have my choice of playing either a stripe, a solid, so we'll have to look the table over. All right, let's look at the second break. Now, this is my favorite break in 8-ball. What we're going to try and do is, you can eliminate the first ball, the head ball, and what we're going to try and do is hit the blue ball, the 2 in this case, as solid as possible, hitting a low cue ball. So what we're trying to do is hit the 2 ball approximately right here. If you hit it low and just hit the 2 solid, you'll never scratch in that pocket. If you happen to catch the head ball first, you do have a chance of scratching. So let's see what happens. Put the cue ball near the side rail. You don't have to hit this shot very hard. I would say about 3/4 speed. All you want to do is just try and separate the balls. Ah, 1 of each. That's perfect. Now, as you can see, again, I only hit those probably half as hard as I possibly could. Look at this area. Look at the rack area. There is not 1 ball there. So that'll give you an idea of the speed of the shot. You necessarily don't have to hit it so hard that the balls go flying all around the table, just as long as you get a good spread. Now, I have my choice. I have plenty of shots. I'd feel good about this particular rack. Now, in 9-ball, the break is an advantage. In straight pool, it's a disadvantage. Now, in breaking the balls, you must hit at least 2 balls to a cushion for a legal safe. All we're going to try and do is hit the edge of the 10 ball with a little bit of left English in this case, hit the end rail, the side rail, and the cue ball is going to come up table and hopefully stay somewhere in this area so my opponent has a tough shot. Now, normally when I break, I put the cue ball about halfway in between the spot and the rail. So let's see what happens. All right, this looks like a pretty good break. You can see I have the speed to come up to the rail and almost freeze.